Bong! So honorable subscribers, so happy you can be here today. I don't do a good Japanese. I don't do a good Japanese voice. I don't do any good voices, but Japanese are not. You're Japanese. That's why I did it. Get all offended about something like that. Easier to do Chinese. So Chinese. So welcome today. Today we're going to do some wheelie practice. Number one wheelie for you. I'm not the number one wheelie. I shouldn't even do Chinese either. You know who got me into Chinese is when I first discovered Russell Peters years and years ago, and he does a stand-up routine called 3450, and that's where my buddy and I started doing it because it's pretty funny. Anyways, figured I'd come out today and do a little bit of wheelie practice on my favorite stretch of road, which will remain top secret only to those who know who it is. What? Where it is. Here we go. I kind of want to share with you what I've learned from my own experience and from what I've watched on YouTube and then tried myself about the wheelie. So I think the best way I can describe it to you, if you imagine your motorcycle's front tire, I can turn this off. Your front tire coming up against a concrete wall, book, like that. Now, in order to get that tire up that concrete wall, you kind of have to give it its power, right? You're pushing against it. So in order to get that tire up, you got to give it a little burp, and once it gets up here, you've got the weight of the bike against the wall. And then as you come up higher and higher, you're going to get to a point where the weight of the bike is just sitting right on the back tire there. So your bike is basically, now if anybody could do this on a concrete wall, I'd like to watch it. But that's my way of explaining the wheelie, because the wheelie is basically the same thing. When you've got your the weight of the vehicle that you're trying to overcome gravity, and you're going to get it up, and then it gets to a point right somewhere, your forks are kind of like, they say parallel to the ground, but I'm kind of not quite there yet. I think they're kind of down a little bit. Depends on the bike. And once you hit that point, you can kind of off throttle and just sort of not coast, but you don't have to use as much oomph to go along. Like before, I was just basically lifting the bike up at a little bit of an angle and then just pulling the wheelie. Well, that's all power that you're using to do it. So that on this bike isn't that effective because it doesn't have a huge amount of power. If you're on like a crotch rocket R6 or something like that, you've got gobs and gobs of power that you can power through that wheelie through whatever gears you need to, and just use the power. On this bike, you really need to get it up to that balance point so you can let the gravity kind of push you down and just stay at that point where you don't have to use much throttle. So, because you don't want to be burr, 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 burr. I mean, if you're on a two-stroke, I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of that. I'm just jabbering. Anyways, let's just go wheelie. So just like every other wheelie video, I'll say the same thing. If you can get on a hill, a slight hill, it makes the wheelie process a little bit easier, if you know what I mean. And I'm doing second gear pops here, so that was the balance point there. Just for a brief second and a half, it was there. My challenge now is getting into third gear. I've been finding that my best wheelies have been the ones where I'm not saying I'm gonna wheelie, I just sort of do it. It just sort of happens. And the other thing that I've noticed is not paying attention to the fender of my bike. Not watching it come up, not watching it when it's up in the air, but watching the horizon or watching the road in front. You can feel the bike, and the bike will tell you what's going on, but you don't need to be staring at the fender. Second gear, please. Somebody coming?
Yeah.
All right.
No problem.
Cool.
I'm just ripping around.
Yeah, this is a good place to practice wheelies.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nice and long, you can see cars one way or the other, so. Yeah, a little up is nice. And it's dry today, which is a big bonus. Thanks. I just gotta put this up. I hate it when I'm at work and people knock over my sticks. Drives me nuts, especially if they got elevations on them. Kids chuck them in the bush. Miss Yamimoto, are you tired? You feeling a little worn down? You want to have a little nap? Have a little lay down? Huh? You? Well, get up there. Good girl. You want to get all the way up? All right. Get up. Okay, check this out. It's been some time I've been working on this, but it's starting to pay off, and that is the ability to steer your bike with your mind. I know. Watch this. Oh, car coming. I better not freak him out. If someone was to see me driving with my mind, it could throw off the whole balance of power in society. I would be drafted up quite quick-like into some sort of secret intelligence organization, put to work far off lands. Basically, if I can get within eyesight of someone, I can do what needs to be done, which is I can tickle them with my mind. That's dumb. This is such a fun road when it's actually completely dry. It's actually a little easier to drive when it's dark out though, because you can see lights coming in these blind corners, but I'm not going to drive that quick on this road when it's dark. Because that's when the deer like to run out and say, "Hello, Mr. Biker!" And I say, "Holy crap!" I have said that. Hey, this is my side of the road. See if this BMW will swallow his pride and let me go past. Who thinks he's going to let me go past, and who thinks he's going to just stay driving on the road because he's a BMW and that thing's German engineered to go around these corners at 180 miles an hour, even though we're only doing 44 kilometers. I think he's going to pull over. I think he's going to pull over. I don't think he's that kind of driver that just, because he's not driving very quick, so I think he's going to look in his rearview mirror, see the one light, think I'm some sort of monster crotch rocket, get nervous, pull over, and let me go by. That's my bet. Okay, here we go. Who's gonna win? Oh, the brake lights are on. Oh yeah. Yeah! I won. I'm sorry if anybody said that he wasn't gonna pass, and I don't know who that is. I really don't. Thanks, Granddad. like little wheelies. That was pathetic. I don't like to wheelie through here because that's a drop off with trees, and I can just see myself coming up the road and pulling a wheelie, and then for some reason I go off into the weeds. And it's not so much the pain that I'm worried about, it's just that awkward explanation to my wife that I wrecked the bike. And can I get it fixed, please? Can I? And she'd be like, no, forget that. And that would be the end of my motovlogging career. So I try not to do anything like too crazy, or at least something that I could explain without having to stretch anything, right? You know what I mean? Like if I'm driving down the road and buddy rear ends me and my bike gets all messed up, well, insurance is obviously going to pay for that, but that'd be easy to explain. Look, the guy hit me, bam, ah! Anyways, oh, here's the end of the road. Look at that nice raging river down there. It was dry in the summertime.